Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. And as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bells. Every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So, story came out about Rick Ross celebrating his last child support payment to one of his exes. And she was pissed. So, I definitely had to do a video on this because I, like many men, have been a part of the child support system. And there is a misunderstanding between, for some reason, men and women when it comes to the child support system. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into this because I'm gonna give my own little personal take, and then I would love for y'all to comment down below and to tell me what you think. So this is from MSN.com by way of InStars. And it reads, Rick Ross celebrates last child support payment. Ex fires back with college fund lawsuit threat. It's funny how women get so emotional about child support. And then women on the outside looking in. First of all, when you talk amongst the people, we talk amongst your own group long enough, y'all will believe a misconception or a lie or a narrative that's just not true. But let me get into that. Let me read this first, then we'll get into it. It says Rick Ross's ex, Tia Kemp, ripped into him after he announced that he was done paying her child support. On Sunday, Rick, born William Leonard Roberts II, posted a video in which he gloated over sending Kemp his final child support payment during Father's Day weekend. Now, I don't know Rick Ross from the Man on the Moon. I don't know his history. I do know he lied about being a CO. That was a big deal. He did a song called, what is it called? You Don't Even Know or something like that. OENO. And he did a verse that was very controversial to where he had to re-record his verse. So, I think he's impregnated like Instagram models and things like that. So he's had kind of a shaky decision-making process. But, you know what I'm saying? I was a fan of his rap, it's like his first album, I got it. Felt it was a classic. But anyway, other than that, like I said, I don't know the guy. Don't know his mentality, don't know his way of thinking. But I do know that men, yes, we do celebrate that last child support check, period. I mean, whether women like it or not, whether I feel like women feel like they take it as a loss, but I don't think it's against us. I think it's against themselves, because when you're getting this extra check, getting this money that's coming directly to you, we know a lot of times we pay child support as men and we see that it doesn't go directly to the child. Hell, we can tell it by when they come over to the house or when we go pick them up. They get sent over with, clothes that's just don't look like they got any new clothes recently. Don't look like their hair was done recently. Look like they might have been eating nothing but a bunch of junk food, looking out of shape, like they ain't been out the room in I don't know how long. Things like that. We see that and it's upsetting us because it's like, what in the heck is this money going to? But a lot of times the mama's living good. The mama's living well. And that we're like, man, why can't we just direct our payments to certain things? And then you got this court system, because I've been through it. Got this court system that be like, well, they got to pay for, the child eats, the child uses electricity, the child uses water. I'm sorry, but the child's at school most of the day. Okay. Now, I understand, like I said, they need clothes, they need food. They got extracurricular activities, but the child needs to be fed and clothed, fed and clothed and groomed every day. Those should be the necessities. Anything outside of that, wherever that child is living, whoever's in that house, whoever's an adult, they should be paying them bills. That don't need to be on us. Because I'm a firm believer if you can't pay your own bills at all, well, if you can't pay your bills with a child, then most likely you can't pay your bills without a child, right? Because It's not like a child is using $500 or $300 worth of electricity a month, or that much water a month. This, that, and the third. If they are, then that means that's your problem, and you're not controlling it. And you as a parent need to do your job anyway. Like I said, I can go on a tangent for a long time, but yeah, we get happy. Matter of fact, yeah, I was happy. I think I still got my last child support letter, and I think I still got my refund check. Because yes, I paid over and I got a refund. But I found out why refund checks are issued, and I'm gonna get into that later in an article that I found, which makes it make sense. It's saying the now deleted Instagram story, the rapper who shares son William Roberts III with his ex-girlfriend, claimed that these two events coinciding was an act of God. Quote, this what I want to know. What would you rather celebrate, Father's Day or the date of your last child support payment? Or what if your last child support payment was on Father's Day weekend? That's what you call divine divinity, Rick Ross said, as seen in a video obtained by TMZ. I wouldn't have took it down. If I was him, I wouldn't. No, if I was me, I wouldn't have took it down. If I was posted, I wouldn't have took it down, because ain't nothing wrong with what he's saying. Because again, it's like a battle with child support. But like I said, personally, like I said, I wouldn't take it down, because if I would have posted something like that, but it is petty, so I probably wouldn't have posted it. But it's because I am a guy who just believed that I should have never been put on child support in the first place. Me personally. I don't know about the rest of you guys or any other deadbeat sorry dudes that you females chose to have babies with. That's not my problem. That's not my fault. But I know me personally, I've been there for my kids and their mother since before my first child was born. And then every day after that, through marriage, through divorce, I was at all functions, school, extracurricular, doctor's appointments. I was there. You understand what I'm saying? I was there to raise them, homework, high school, college, everything. I was there. I'm still there. Shoot, my kids, I got one child is grown, another one who's damn near grown, and still there for them. Till this day, never. Shoot, even when it was like, even when we had to do the whole custody thing, because I didn't get taken to court till years after, I was divorced, which is a whole nother story. But shoot, they was, you know what I'm saying? My kids, like I said, I was still in my kids' life every day. I purposely stayed in the neighborhood of my children just so I could be in their life every day while I was sitting here trying to work and go to school to get a degree. That's who I was. That's who I am. Things didn't change until the mom moved further away and made it harder for me to interact with, with some of my youngest. But other than that, like I say, I was there. I did what I needed to do. So again, like I say, I felt I didn't have, and shoot, especially when the mom was making way more money than me after she got her degree, and I was still trying to come up and get, and get my money and stuff like that. But I still paid. Had no problem with it because of my child. I just had a problem with it because I didn't want to have to go through the system. Because the system was that, like I said, you go to the court deposition, whatever you call it, and the judge or the assistant judge, they write, they make a ruling. So now you as a layperson, ignorant of the system, I'm waiting for, let's say you get like a certain order to pay a certain amount. And so you go back to court multiple times, which is just multiple money, more and more money out of your pocket from brother again, but barely making it. We're making like $12, $13 an hour, trying to go to college, trying to still raise his kids, things like that. Still going, getting drugged through the mud like I'm, trying to being treated like deadbeat, but knowing that it was just pure lies. Everybody around me know the truth, including the mom. But, you got lawyers and judges who just, they put everybody in a ball and say, we all sorry, but whatever the case may be. But anyway, like I said, you go back and forth to court, paying all these fees, this and the third. So one hearing or one deposition or whatever, one court docket, one case, not case, but anyway, one time you go to court, the judge makes an order. Okay, start paying it. You keep going, then another time it gets raised. And so you're thinking, okay, I'm just waiting on the order to come through. I'm waiting for them to just, go ahead and, just automatically, just because they automatically taking money, sent from my check. So they ain't got nothing to do with me at the time. So then, but thing about it is I already had money in the child support account. That's one thing I think they got pissed off about, because they knew that I was knowing, I knew something about this child support, how to stay ahead of it. That before everything, even before I went to even before the first court hearing, I had money that in the account, because I already knew she had it set up. So I just started putting money in there from the jump. But like I said, a few days, like I said, after a few court dates, the judge assigned, creates his order to increase it to a certain amount. Okay, it is what it is. Now I'm sitting here waiting for, it's still the assistant judge. And then finally, like weeks, months later, whatever, you get so you get above like the main judge. And they're like, first they try to sit there and say I wasn't paying child support. And they're like, and the lawyer trying to get me to go to prison, go to jail. I'm like, first of all, that don't even make sense putting me in jail. If I ain't paying, how the hell am I pay if I'm in jail? That's a retarded threat. I hate that. That's what really pissed me off. But I told him, hey, the money's already in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for you to sign it. And for some reason, they didn't like my attitude. It was just like, shoot, I just knew what I was doing. Like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with money. It's just, I just need to see my kids. That's it. It ain't got nothing to do with money. I ain't abused my kids. I ain't abused their mama. There ain't no reason why I shouldn't even be here. But like I say, we're gonna play the game, because this is not gonna end the way y'all think it's gonna end, or the way she think it's gonna end. I promise you. So that pissed them off. But then again, like I said, the next, you get more and more dates. This stuff goes on for like years. This is like the most ignorant thing. I'm like, why in the hell it just can't be done one time and get it over with? But that's not how the system works. Go in, then they raise it to a final judgment. And now you waiting on the judge to sign it. So I'm like I said, I'm not paying no money because it's automatically coming out of my check, right? Then the next thing you know, as soon as that thing is signed and sealed and stamped and sent in, and once the rate goes up, once the child support, the payment, goes up, now I'm in arrears. Under no fault of my own, I'm in arrears. Like, how in the heck am I in arrears? Well, because the judge said it was, let's just make it a known. Let's say you was paying $150 every 2 weeks, and now it's take it up to $300. And it's like, well, how in the heck am I in arrears? That ain't fair. Well, the judge said that you knew it was going to be $300, but I'm not paying extra until it's signed off. I'm not paying nothing until until it's signed off. It don't make sense. If she said that day is going to be up to $300, then she should have put $300 that day, and it should have went into effect immediately. But no, it takes a while for all that stuff to get signed and processed, weeks and stuff like that. So now you're in arrears, and now you're looking bad. Now you're getting threatened with, credit and arrest and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, man, but I mean, I paid it, but that's just how jacked up the system is, which is why, like I said, a lot of guys can't stand the system, don't want to be in it, because it's not geared towards guys like myself who take care of their responsibilities from day one. I grew up with both parents. I know exactly how a family's supposed to go and how to take care of responsibilities. So I should have never been in that situation. But, when you have women who listen to other women who, who like afraid of ghosts and think things gonna happen because the dude get another woman, this, that, and the third. Those are the problems you go through. And okay, but let's get back into the story. Oh Lord, like I said, I could talk about this forever. This is a good one. So it say the hustling hitmaker post drew the ire of the son's mother, who threatened to take him to court to get additional child support for the son's college funds. Now, say here's the emotional part. Now she's pissed. Like I say, now she's acting like she lost, because they've been going back and forth. But the problem is, it can't be too bad, because he ain't went to jail and he ain't got arrested for child support. So undoubtedly he's paying what he's supposed to be paying. They say in the video posted to an Instagram story and obtained by TMZ, Kemp went off on Rick, saying, "You stupid, silly MFer, Who the F gives a F about your child support payments? B. You do. You care about it because that's why you making this. That's why you made this post. Because of course you care about it. Because if you didn't, he wouldn't be paying child support in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Like the youngest say, make it make sense. If I want some more, I'll take my A over to family court and get some while he's going to college. Now, I'm not sure how Florida does it, but I remember how Texas used to be, but I think it depends on the situation and it changes. Used to be a kid, and I've seen this happen to somebody. A child, the mom had, didn't put the father on child support his whole life. Then when the kid got around by junior, it became a junior, senior in high school, she goes back. Now, she still know who the dad is, still communicate, talk to him. I don't know how close they were this on the third, but she gets up and then she's saying that the boy finna go to college. So I need some help. And I'm in the belief that he said he wasn't gonna do it or couldn't do it. So then she went and put him on child support. Back in the day, the moment that the mother files for child support, you on the hook for every day before that, since the child was born. So we're talking about 17, 18 years of child support. Now, I'm not sure if she was getting government assistance or not, but he had to pay it. But if she wasn't getting government assistance, then that's jacked up because it's not really going to her, it's going to the government. And again, we'll get into that. So yeah, hope you got your popcorn ready and getting ready to relax because we're going to get into this today. Thanks to old Robert Williams. So what's his name? Yeah, Ricky Ross or whatever the hell his name is. William Roberts, whatever. So, and the thing is, as long as that child is, I think it's a certain age, so what it is then the child support doesn't stop. Like I said, first of all, you 17, 18 years in arrears, just like that. Plus interest, just like that. Unless the mother goes back and rescinds it, then that's a whole different story. But, and while they're in college, that child support can keep going until the child gets like a certain age. I can't remember what it was. I do know like insurance, you can still, you don't have to. Like now it's only, I know now with the child support, it can only go back 4 years at the most. But I know like in my case, I had to pay no arrears because in the divorce, it specifically stated that no child support can be ordered or needed because again, I was taking care of my kids. That's why I said I shouldn't have been put on there, but that was more, I think it was an emotional thing that I don't know, but it is what it is because you know what it did. It kept me legally safe from anything that could come at me financially in case their mom got pissed off about something and wanted to try to. Yeah, I mean, she raised the child support actually toward the end, but by that time, shoot, I only had like a year or so left, so I wasn't even tripping on that. But a couple years left, I wasn't even tripping on that. But anyway, yeah, you had to pay child support, like I said, through college and stuff like that. But I don't know if other states still do that. I guess Florida does that. I'm not sure. But again, in my case, hell, I'm still, what I'm saying, my kids in school, and I'm still helping paying tuition. So, and you know what I'm saying, both my kids. So again, and I'm off child support. Been off child support for almost about 2 years. But every day, like I say, my kid asks for money, she get it. Need money for school, she got it. And hell, she probably work more than I do. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother story. It say, though she may not be as rich as Rick, who is estimated by a celebrity net worth to be worth 150 million, Kim says she could more than afford to cover their son's college education by herself and was not planning to waste her time trying to get her ex's little payments. It's amazing, like when they get paid now, it's little payments. Like I said, but if it didn't matter, why'd you put them on child support in the first place? You could have just ran off into the sunset and really gave him, the two middle fingers, the double fingers, and proved that you didn't need them. But my thing is, hey, if the both of y'all make the baby, the both of y'all need to take care of it. As simple as that. Whether you like each other or not, you know, why they say too, you need to marry before you carry, but that's a whole nother story too. But you should always just be cordial when it comes to the children, because it's only going to create, keep a cycle going on that's just like, what do you call, like a curse and stuff like that. It's not worth it. It said, oh, look at here, quote, you ain't worthy for me sitting in the system and going back and forth to drag your fake, fat Ozempic taking A down for a little something B. She loved to curse. I don't like women cursing like that. I'm making that ish per show. You didn't know? Oh, we up now, B. Why is she so upset? It said Kemp also expressed her rage by uploading a video of herself burning a Rick Ross photo and holding up 2 middle fingers. It's unclear if Rick has seen his ex's post, but he appeared to still be in a celebratory mood Tuesday. The Aston Martin music rapper took the Instagram story as a post a message saying he was still celebrating Father's Day, adding a smiley face with sunglass emoji. Rick and Kemp's son recently graduated from St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, according to XXL. William is set to attend Bethune College next season as a 3-star football recruit, so his education is expected to be partially covered by a scholarship. According to Blue Magazine, Rick and Kemp dated from 2003 to 2005 and were embroiled in a years-long child support battle that ended in 2018. Dang, 2018. What year is this now? 18, 4 and 86, 6. So dang. Well, y'all was in child support court up until that boy was 12 years old, 11, 12 years old. Ooh, mercy. I might need to see the history on that one. Rick has 4 other children from previous relationships: Toy, Berkeley, Billions, and Bliss. Like I said, sometimes the decisions that we make in life really aren't to the benefit or to the detriment of our children. Because your child are Toy, Berkeley, Billion, and Bliss. Why? I guess you just know they're gonna be, entrepreneurs and working for themselves, because ain't nobody hiring Billion and Bliss. I'm sorry. Ain't happening. But yeah, like I said, that's an interesting story because, like I say, it just seems like the mom, she's very emotional, which a lot of time women get emotional. Like I said, they probably, like I said, been going back and forth. He don't show a whole lot of emotion. He don't, publicly, he always seems like he's calm and cool no matter what, winning or losing. He know how to play the game. Like I said, when I went to child support court, it kind of feels good when there's a system trying to really hurt you, and you've done nothing to the system. You've done nothing to the mom. You've done nothing to the kids in a negative way. Been there, did nothing but positive. Ain't never been to jail. Ain't got no government. Ain't got my fingerprints, except for when I worked for the government. Other than that, or driver license or whatever you want to call it. Only time I've been to court, maybe like some traffic tickets. But other than that, been clean as a whistle. But they treat you like a common criminal. Like you owe them something. And I didn't ask to be down there. But like I said, I understand, like, knowing, because think about it, knowing people who know how the system works and saying, hey, Marlon, that's what you need to do, because in my instance, it was like kind of like a little verbal spat between me and the ex. And so I'm like, man, forget this. I'm finna go put myself on child support, because she threatened it many a times. And you only threaten me so many times that I'm about to, take action. So I went down there to put myself on child support, and come to find out she had already opened up a case, like for real this time. Okay. So, I talked to people, so get to understand. I don't know. I think I got a call and somebody told me that they saw that my name popped up. I'm like, really? So, also, I'm like, how you know? But anyway, went ahead and they told me, hey, it's what you need to do. Start putting money in your account now, because once she filed that, that's when your child support start. You don't know it yet, but that's when your child support start. So go down there and start putting money on the account. So that way, by the time you go to court and the judge makes a ruling, money's already there. It ain't hurting you. You ain't in arrears, because once you're in arrears, it's hard to get out of it because the interest will pile up. It look bad on your credit. You don't want nobody trying to put no proceedings on to put you and make you go, no, to put you in jail and all that kind. You don't want no warrants, nothing. Just, start there. Just start. So that's what I started doing. I just started, sending money. And every time I got paid, send something in. They say your child support is probably going to be about this much. So this is what you need to start sending in. Bam, bam. And that's what I did. Stayed on top of it. Because like I say, it wasn't about taking care of the kid. I don't know what it was about. But like I said, it wasn't about that. It was, but like I said, I was going to do it just to stay ahead of her. So, that'll kill them threats. Like, threats don't hurt me because I got the resources to take care of whatever I need to take care of as a man. That's what I do. But anyway, so yeah, I got a few questions. So let's get into something. Let's dive deep into this, because this is the child support system needs to be overhauled. Like, seriously. It really do. So one of the things I want to know is, like, why was the child support system created in the first place? And I went to this website. It's called progress.org. And it says, learning from the United States painful history of child support. This Father's Day, what was this written? This is written 2 years ago. Amazing. This Father's Day, federal and state governments must consider the history of child support and how it can better serve poor Black families. I didn't even know about that. But it says, United States child support program serves 13.2 million children in 2021, with the goal of collecting money from parents, including those who don't live with their children. So how in the heck you collecting money from people who live with your kids? I didn't understand that one. Since the program's inception in 1975, it has been closely intertwined with America's views on public assistance and race. Its implementation is shaped to respond to the backlash against inclusive economic support for poor families. In order to create an approach to child support that truly increases children's economic stability, the federal and state governments must move beyond this backlash. This Father's Day, policymakers must consider also. Yeah, poor. Yeah, I guess I was making $12, $13 an hour back when I was first started on child support. I wasn't making nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot. Riding around trying to, going to work, trying to finish school up, trying to get my degree, trying to get my license. Riding around in a car that was barely making no heat, no AC, fixing, what do you call it? Motor mounts, replacing them like every month, doing something, replacing something, fixing something, alternators, batteries, brakes, water hoses, everything, donating plasma, trying to make it. And this is when I'm put on child support, when their mother had a degree, making hell of money. And like I said, but it's an emotional thing. It was an emotional thing. I think there was a plan. I think there was a reason why it was done. The reason why it was done, to me, didn't really make sense, but it didn't work the way I think that they thought it was. But yeah, I was broke. And I had to pay child support. The mother wasn't broke. I was broke. The child support program started off as a federal state partnership. Now, here's what y'all need to understand when I've said in past videos that the government gets money from you paying child support. So that's why it's like a racket. The government is never going to just give you anything. I always remember that. I don't care if you're on food stamps, got the, what do you call it? What's that? FD, I don't know what it's called. The one where you can get money off a card, stuff like that. Free child care, free rent, this, that, and the third, or reduced rent, lunch. They're going to get their money back. They're not going to just give you anything. They're going to get their money back one way or another. So that's what you got to read. Stimulus checks. Always understand that. Don't think, the government is giving me something free, because somebody got to pay for it. Unfortunately, even it's mostly people who don't have anything to do with what the money is used for. It's a federal state partnership with the goal of reducing expenditures of the age of families with dependent children program. From 1935 to 1996, that's like 60 years, AFDC was a primary vehicle for economic support to families with children. The child support program collected money from non-custodial parents, most of whom are fathers, whose children relied on AFDC benefits, but this support did not go to the children. Instead, it was used to reimburse the government for AFDS benefits. For example, if a court ordered a parent to pay $100 every month in child support to a household that received $100 in AFDC money, the state kept the entirety of that $100 child support payment and shared it with the federal government. This welfare cost recovery effort remains in effect today. Though many states now pass through a portion of these payments to custodial parents and children in 2021, the government kept an estimated $1.38 billion in child support. See, this is why they ask you women, who's the father? I think it's some programs to where they won't give, and if they don't, then I think it needs to be mandated that one needs to be mandated DNA testing, period, from the jump to find out who the dad is. But I think it needs to be mandated that the woman needs to disclose who the father is. If you don't tell who the dad is, you get no help. Simple as that. Whether you like it or not, you get no help. It's just accountability for everybody. Yeah, you're gonna have situations where the girl probably was, done, things were done to her against her will and the baby came. I understand that. But you know what? You still need to tell who the father is, because if that's the case, then that dude needs to go to the penitentiary anyway. Then we can understand about you getting, government help to help raise that child. But other than that, it should be mandated, like I said, find out who the dad is. But that's why they ask who the father is, because once they find out who the dad is, they're going after him to get that money. Which is, again, rightfully so if it's going directly to the child. Now, if it's going through the government, because that's why they say a lot of times they tell these girls now, yeah, and it's like it is mandated now in some states, that you got to tell them who the dad is. If you don't, then they're going to cut you off. But a lot of times you don't want to tell who the dad is because you don't want to put that guy on child support, because, he probably doing something he ain't got no business, like probably selling dope or whatever, or doing something illegal. And if they start watching him and next thing you know, they mess around and go to jail, then you lose that dope money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but it's the choices that you make, right? You got to pick a struggle. Can't burn it on both ends. This approach to cost recovery essentially requires poor non-custodial parents to repay the federal government for the minimum cash aid their child receive, providing neither parent nor children with economic security. States should end these policies and refocus enforcement efforts toward providing services such as job training and placement, thereby lessening the punitive targeting of low-income men and Black men in particular, and increasing the likelihood that the child support programs lead to actual economic benefits to poor children and families. Here's what I think should happen. Here's what should happen. Forget the thing. This is what should happen. 1, young person, whatever age, gets pregnant, have children. Number 1, like I say, DNA test, see who the dad is. Mandating that you tell the government who the father is. Why do you do that? Is because you are expecting help from the government. So me personally, if you want something from me, you're going to have to give me something. I'm just not going to just throw money out there willy-nilly. You can't just say, hey, let me borrow $100. Okay, here you go. No, what the hell you need it for? Oh, I need it for, for gas. Okay, well, let's go to the gas station and I put gas in your tank and that's it. We go, you need $100 for gas. Oh, well, I need, get an oil change. Okay, well, hell, bring the car over here. I'll change the oil for you. You don't need that. Because I'm trying to minimize my expenditures, just like the government is trying to minimize its expenditures. So number 1, DNA testing. Number 2, mandate who the dad is. Now, let's start. Let's see what we're going to do to get y'all set up to where you can take care of this child so the child can have a somewhat of a valuable life, so they won't be out here gang banging, doing rapping, doing drill music, wearing tight pants, sagging with hoodies on in the middle of summer and dreadlocks, walking around backpacks in the broad daylight in the summertime in Texas. That they actually and just walking around aimlessly. Hell, I know when we was young. Hell, at least we used to go to the rec, boys and girls club, somewhere, play basketball, do something, out there having, not causing mischief. So I know I worked in high school, so like I said, I had a job in high school, so I've always made money legally and had responsibility. But to get all that set up, and then you say, hey, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you, if you need somewhere to live, we'll help you with that. I mean, if you can't stay with your parents, they kicked you out or whatever, you want somewhere to live, okay, we'll help you with that. Child needs child care, we'll help you with that. You need help, need some food, we'll help you with that. Help you with that. Medical, help the child get the doctor visits, you too, because you need that. We'll help you all with that. But here's what you're gonna give us. You got 2 years. Here's what you're going to do with us. We're going to make sure, one, if you ain't graduated high school, we're going to make sure you graduate high school and get a GED. That's mandated. Got to do it. Okay. Once you do that, then you're going to go find a trade. Don't care what it is. It's something that's going to make a livable wage. Right now, they say in order to afford a 1-bedroom apartment by yourself, you need to make $17 an hour. For a 2-bedroom, you need $21 an hour. Okay. So we're going to find a trade. You're going to find a trade. We're going to work together to get you a trade, or even if you want to go to college or whatever, but whatever it is, we're going to help pay for that. But you're going to get in there, learn something, learn a trade to where you're going to graduate, get a certification, get a degree. So that way, once you're done, you get out there and you get a job and you start working. You got 2 years. But we're going to revisit it every year. Just like we revisit your food stamps every year. We're going to revisit this every year to see where you are, see if you're on track, if you're behind. You got 2 years. Now we might give you one time for like what you call a reprieve or like a redo, just in case, maybe something pops up. Things happen from time to time. Sometimes you get that COVID-19, somebody may have a death in the family, things like that, things of that nature. That's fine. We can understand that. But it's not going, we're not going to allow it to go through like all the time. Like every time you look up something happening. No. But you got 2 years to do what you need to do, to learn a trade, get a degree, and then that's it. If you ain't got it done, if you didn't do it, we cutting you off. Period, point blank. You out there on your own. We don't care if you be homeless. We show hatred for the kid. But we'll put you in the court system, and we'll just put your kids in foster. If you can't take care, we can put your kids in foster care. But to me, that's what it has to come to get people off their tail and get them out there to doing what they need to do, to take care of themselves and their kids. That's how you do the system. That's how a system should be set up. Period. I don't know why they don't do that, but that's how it should be. I mean, you can't feel sorry for people because what happens is you got people that have multiple kids and continue to live off that system. Because they know, hey, it don't matter. I'm gonna get taken care of either way. No, grown folks don't need to be taken care of, especially if you got you in your right mind, right frame of mind, and physically able to do a job. Nah, that ain't how it should be done. They say receiving child support payments is often essential for custodial parent families, considering roughly 25% of them live in poverty, but targeting and punishing people who cannot pay does not help anyone. For the most part, the law does not consider whether parents avoid paying child support because they do not want to or because they cannot afford it. The debt accrues either way. Saw a video where a woman got mad because her ex, I think he's making 6 figures, is an electrician or engineer or something, and he didn't want to pay $3,000 for child support. So she said, now he quit his job and was working like a minimum wage in McDonald's. Now, $3,000 for a child is ridiculous. For an average child is ridiculous. But she was saying, which messed up her story, was that how am I paying my mortgage and my car note? Well, I'm sorry. You need to go work. And that's my thing. I don't understand how we got to a system where people feel that adults shouldn't work, women included. because there's nowhere in the scriptures where it showed that a woman did not go out there and make money. Like I said, the virtual wife, she went out and made money and bought land and planted a vineyard to grow food. She made clothes or whatever, linen, had linens and created garments and stuff and went out there and sold them. She made money. But these heifers here, they want to sit around and do nothing but get their hair and nails done and want to be for the streets. That ain't how that's supposed to go. So the message has been misinterpreted amazingly, immeasurably, really. But yeah, she was upset because, like I say, $63,000 is too much. You get your butt out there and go to work. That's how you pay your mortgage. Or you do like the man got to do, because in divorce and child support, the man pretty much got to start over. He can build himself up, and then it all gets taken away. So now he got to go back out there and do it again. Shoot, why you can't do it? It says in one study in California, 80% of those in arrears had annual income below $20,000, and 60% had an annual income below $10,000. Well, that goes to if you can't afford to have babies, don't have babies. I don't know if the free clinics still do it, but back in the day, they used to give away free condoms. Give you a whole handful of them back in the day. When I was in high school, in the 90s. So I don't know if they still do it now, but doggone it. That's what you need. I mean, shoot, I'm quite sure some of y'all probably smoking weed, drinking, and smoking Newports. It don't cost that much to buy buy some condoms. They ain't that expensive. It's a whole lot cheaper than paying child support. A whole lot less stressful than having to go to court and hiding from the laws, because you in arrears and they're ready to put you in jail. But if you can't afford to have a kid, you shouldn't have them in the first place. That's a major thing. But that's something no one tells you growing up. When you in that lifestyle and that's what you see, then it's hard to, change that thought process. As debt grows and enforcement measures are used, employment, housing, and family bonds are all put to risk. Ruining the credit scores and suspending the license of low-income, non-custodial parents can make it harder for them to achieve the financial stability they need to provide for their children. While incarceration makes it impossible, I never understood why you put a man in jail for not paying child support. I really don't. Man, you put him butt in a halfway house, find him a job, put his butt on the bus every day, make sure he goes to work, comes back, goes to work, comes back. Don't charge no astronomical amount of interest. So that way he can pay off what he has to pay off without technically being in prison. And then once his child support is caught up, then he can go on about his business. Then you can release him. You know what I'm saying? But put him in prison where you're making 17 cents an hour, he's never going to be able to pay that. So then I got one more little article, because I was wondering why it said, why do women get child custody in 90% of all cases? This is from CashApp.com. And it said statistics show that women are awarded child custody in nearly 90% of all cases. And while the bias against men in child custody cases has been around for decades, let's explain why this is happening from a legal perspective. It said reasons why mother get primary or sole physical custody of children in divorce more often than men can vary from one case to another. But it's true that courts in Utah and all across the United States tend to be biased against men when awarding child custody for a variety of reasons. For better or worse, culture plays a predominant role in determining child custody. From a cultural and historical perspective, women have always been considered a superior parent based on a questionable assumption that infants and young children would not be able to survive without a mother, since men cannot nurse and breastfeed babies. Women don't breastfeed no more. That's why you run out of baby formula on the shelves, and why you have these big news articles about recalls, because women don't breastfeed no more. They let the baby daddy suck. Never mind. But anyway, they don't breastfeed no more. So what are you talking about? And they don't work. They sit around and most of them don't want to do nothing. Except be for the streets a lot of times. A lot of them are not making money like the men make money. They're not as educated as they should be. Some women are, some women aren't. I'm just saying that a lot of times, especially in poor situations, that's just not the case. You can't tell me in apartment complex, projects, hood, full of single mothers with a bunch of little bad tail kids running around, mothers and grandmothers, and no men in the picture. Every time you see a news story where someone got shot and killed in the hood or something happened to a child, you rarely or never see a man in the picture. There's always a woman. You can't tell me that's a better situation. That's the best situation for a child. You can't make me believe that. But yet you'll still give custody to the woman. You've seen stories where the man makes more money. Now, I say, like in my situation, I could understand at the time when it was put in that if you want to go by money and stability, that you would give custody to the mother, but I still believe it should have been 50-50. Again, because of my history. It shouldn't have been no, well, Mark, you got to pay this. Because no, it was like we were doing for each other regardless. But it's the way the court system is set up. But when you got situations where the man makes more money than a woman and he's in a more stable situation, I don't see why he don't at least get 50-50 custody. I don't see why he would have to pay child support. Like I said, hell, I paid child support and still was giving my kids money sometimes. But that's just me. And while this notion persists in many Utah family courts, this is why I don't know why we're in Utah. I should find one by Texas. It does not change the fact that baseless and unjustified bias against men could constitute gender discrimination, which it could be. I believe, hey, a man will be able to fight back against a cultural bias and ensure a fair trial if he is represented by an experienced child custody attorney or, this is about it, Utah. But anyway, yeah, the child support system needs to be revamped. That's all. I mean, that's bottom line. I think it was originally geared because, like I said, women get the custody. Women was a child reared. She was at home. The man was out making the money. The mom was at home nurturing the child. So they automatically say, well, hey, the woman can't work, ain't got no money. They need child support. They need alimony. I get it. But times have changed. Women are working. Women are making damn near as much as money, damn near, if not more money than men. They said it was making 80 cents on the dollar to a man, so that's close. It's better than zero. So they make enough. Shoot, in some instances, they make more than the man. So yeah, they got the opportunity. And a lot of them going after their careers now. They're not sitting at home. Like I said, you got some who ain't doing nothing, but you got a lot of them that are out there having, bragging, Ebony K. Williams, people like that. They bragging how much money they make. Okay, you making that much money? I don't need to be paying no child support to you at all. My kids need something, I'll be there for them. If you want me to, if my child needs something and you want me to help, then you come to me and we'll do it. We'll keep it off the books. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep it out the records. We can keep it, you know what I'm saying? We can keep it documented and recorded so that way, just in case you get beside yourself and want to try to take me to court, we have it all on paper and then we can let the courts decide. But other than that, no need for that, right? Times have changed, so it's time for these laws to change. But anyway, y'all, hey, I've been on here long enough. That's all I got. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel. Leave your comments below. Let's have let's have some dialogue. Let's do it, because this is a topic that I love to talk about. Like I say, things need to be changed in the child support system. Shout out to Rick Ross. I don't think there's nothing malice in what he said. Now, he probably said try to pick at his baby mama, which, you know what I'm saying, he could be petted like that. I can understand. It happens. But, hey, it is what it is. If he paid his child support, she should just shut up and do what she got and just keep living. I mean, hell, I'm quite sure that if his son go to college and if his niece needs something, I'm sure he can call his dad and his daddy will, look out for him. Well, I don't know, Rick. I know I would. I know that's what I do, so it don't matter. But again, like I said, let's dialogue about it. Hey, don't forget, support the channel. 4 ways you can support the channel without costing you a dime. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. All 4 may cost no more than a couple minutes out your day. But if you want to support monetarily, You do super thanks, super chat, or like I said, you can also go down to the description box. There are links there that you can click on to help support the channel. Matter of fact, you can click on marlonmorales.com. I've already told you before, we got fragrances for men and for women, luxury fragrances. They're actually more like a perfume than they're not an eau de toilette. It's not an eau de perfume. It's like a perfume. So it's more the fragrance, less alcohol. And depending on your skin, if you got skin like mine, you know what I'm saying? You spray it on there a good time and shoot, you be lasting all day. We got the 1.5 milliliter bottles, and we also got like the 10 milliliter little spray that you can get. That way you can kind of, you know, sample it, see if you like it before you buy the big bottle. But however you support, appreciate it. We thank you. And no matter what, from the bottom of my heart, I mean, like I said, watching it is enough, but give them a thumbs up. It's like the icing on the cake. But with that being said, leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.